Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weird, wonderful world. And my good buddy, Glen Calloway from the basement, he did a couple of days ago an official CD tag of 2025. And since I own CDs and I like his questions, I'm going to do my best to answer his questions and do my own official CD tag of 2025. Now, there's a lot of people doing vinyl tags, but Glenn had the foresight to do a CD tag because there's a lot of us who collect a lot of CDs. So thank you, Glenn, for doing this. And I thought, yeah, I'll jump on that bandwagon for sure. Now, some of those questions that he asked, I might have multiple answers. I can't like some of these is just you show one or show A, what is your favorite CD cover or insert, and for example, and show a live album on CD. I'm going to show you multiple. I'll choose one as the official one that I'm showing, but I can't just show one. I have multiples that deserve to be looked at. So let's start with the questions. I'll be putting the questions down in the description below, of course, that Glenn Calloway had put up. I will put his video for his CD tag right up here in this corner for sure, and pinned down to the comments below, so you guys can find it a little easier and check that out for himself. But when it comes to CDs, yes, I'm right there for that for sure, and I have to do my own tag for it. So the first question is, when did you get your first CD player? Now, I am pretty sure that I got that because I had a certain job. That's a whole other story. I don't want to get into that. And I'll probably tell that story someday of that, where I got the money for. But I had money, and I was coming back home to Moncton. I had been living somewhere else for a bit, and yeah, so early, I would say 1990, maybe late 1991, early 1992, just when I just started discovering Tool, and yeah, I believe that's when I got my first CD player and started collecting CDs after that, because before that I was a cassette tape collector. I mean, I had a couple of vinyls here and there, but I never considered myself a vinyl collector at any time in my life. It's always been either cassette tapes in the early years and then transitioning to CDs. So the second question is, what was the first CD that I ever bought? Now, I'm pretty sure that I had bought, I didn't grab it. Because I remember having Tool Opiate on cassette and very much wanting to upgrade to CD. When I first bought this, it was on cassette, but I'm pretty sure I bought this on CD. Probably one of my first purchases that I got for CD. Because before, like I said, before that, I was heavily into it might have been something else, but when I bought that first CD player, and I could have bought it before that, but that's the one I remember buying the most because it was a Ghetto Blaster combo, but it had a CD player that I believe that it could play three CDs. It was a 3 disc CD changer, and I knew right away the first things I wanted to transfer over from cassette to two CDs was the Tool. So I'm pretty sure it was one of those. I'm pretty sure that was the first one. And then eventually I did replace my cassette of that with CD. And that's when I actually first discovered the secret song was from the CD and not from the cassette, because I was stopped the cassette right after Opiate, the song itself, and didn't get into the Gaping Lotus experience, which is a secret song on this. It was only in the CD when you realize, hey, there's still some time left on the CD. You skip ahead a little bit, and there it was, a secret song. So I would believe it was Tool, my first CDs that I ever really bought. So question number 3, most recent CD I purchased. Well, that would have, if you're considering secondhand, I would have to say it's I would count these because I just bought those just the other day. The Rycooter Chicken Skin Music, the Buddy Holly Greatest Hits, and the Ramones Greatest Hits Live. I had to get some new CDs. I hadn't bought CDs in a while, so these are my choices because I bought them all at the same time. It's not just one, so yeah. And you might see the same band or the same CD in multiple questions also because I just couldn't, because I want to answer these questions as as accurate as possible. So it says now, question number 4. Approximately how many CDs do I have in my collection? Last time I counted, okay, and I have gotten quite a few more since then. It was just a little over 650. So I would say right now I would be probably between 670 to 680 CDs that I own. And I want more. I want thousands of them. I want anything that's good. Even if I end up not playing it for the longest time, I still like the idea that if I want to play something, I have it in my collection. Whether it's just a song or the whole CD. And I haven't been able to play CDs lately, but that's going to change very soon because my hours had been gone up during this holiday season because, more people are ordering stuff, and plus the Canada Post is on strike, so my hours have gone up quite a bit, which leaves me a lot less time to really sit down and relax and listen to a CD. But within the next couple of weeks, there I will be getting way more time to do so, and I need to catch up on some CDs. Quite a few of them, by the way. But that's okay. Let's go. Let's just continue. I don't want to make this too long, hopefully. So, because I'm only at question number 5 now. Jewel cases or Digipack? And that's a good question. And what I wanted to show, okay, and I'm going to show this CD in particular, is a Spark CD for a steady drip, drip, drip. I say a hybrid of the two, okay? Not necessarily a jewel case, right? But it still has the jewel case pop out CD, so you're not scratching your CD, right? I can still get this in and out of there, no problem. I'm not scratching the CD, I'm not sliding it out of a pocket, but yet there's just enough of the cardboard that it's not wasting the plastics. I think right here, this is the perfect combo of both. So it's a hybrid of the two. I mean, I grew up on the jewel cases like this and that, and they're fine. I have no problem with them at all. They fit perfect. But these, I find, as long as they're making it exactly the same, if they're making it the same size, which it is, if they're making it exactly the same size as that jewel case, then I have no problem with this format. You can still see the titles right here, pretty easily. It still displays that. So yeah, this is the jewel case that I prefer the most. And rather than the ones that slide in, which it does scratch your CDs. So I try to be very careful when I take stuff out, unless they're mindful and they put a nice sleeve with it, as some do. But yeah, so that's question number 5. Now, number 6, the best CD purchase of 2024. Now, that's either one of a couple here that I bought in 2024. So that either could be. So again, I couldn't pick just one. I mean, one is a little bit. This is my second favorite album of all time right now. Dearly love it. I would probably vote this as my number one choice. My favorite CD that I bought this year during 2024. And this here, it would be a close second. I really love Angst in My Pants. As much as I love because as much as I love Kimono My House and Propaganda, I did buy those the year before. This is a purchase I know I did during 2024. And yeah, Propaganda and that I bought in 2023 for sure. So these are my two choices. This being the forefront because yeah, this is a masterpiece, and this may come back again in another question. So prepare yourself for that. All right. So now show a live album on CD. Now there's a few I could have chosen, okay? But I have three examples of my three favorite ones that I own on CD in many respects. And Kiss Alive would be the very first one. It's the very first live album I had ever heard in my life. Being a Kiss fan back then, and I had to get it on CD. So I will be showing that. My favorite one, in some ways, my favorite live CDs that I own is Live After Death of Iron Maiden. It's a perfect show. I mean, it came out at the right time for the Power Slave tour, and so this is a fantastic, fantastic live album. And of course, I cannot. And again, there's many others I could show you too, but there's also this here, Ozzy Osbourne and Randy Rhoads tribute, which is it's all on one CD, and it's fantastic. Fantastic. Great stuff on this. So these are what I'm showing for live albums. That was question number 7. Question number 8. The best sounding CD in your collection actually is a pair of CDs that I have that I consider the best sounding because it has a higher bit rate than most of my other CDs, even having a special like that was on the side of it. So I am talking about my Suzanne Vegas, uh, recorded in high definition remastering, 96 kilohertz, 24 bits. The Pop Master Collection limited edition is a limited edition. So I mean, what I love about them is that they look like miniature. They're miniature versions of the LP. Like it looks exactly like the LP did, and even when you open it up, it's a black CD that looks like the album. It looks like the album exactly how it looked. Because I used to own these on. I actually did own these on vinyl when they first came out in the mid '80s. There's very few vinyls that I own, but these sound magnificent. I put this on the stereo and it sounds like it's so crisp and clear and no background noises. It's like she's in the room recording it right here with me. You know, it's the yeah, it is definitely the best sounding recordings I have, hands down. Nothing else comes close to sounding as great as these do. So that's what I have to put for that question. My favorite CD cover or insert. Again, that can change depending on I can't just show one. I mean, the first time I saw Lateralis and with that the type of with the logo the way it was and the type of writing, the back cover, how machine like and like a circuit board, how it connects everything together. And then I got this, and then you open it up for the first time and you realize it's one of those mylar, sectionals that that blew my mind. That and like, and then you put it on, and the music that came out of it, it was just like it it heightened the visuals of that so much more. It brought everything into cohesiveness. Yeah, that's probably my one of my favorite covers ever, because just what it represents, how they did it, and the ingenuity. I mean, I could have easily picked a 10,000 Days or even Fear Inoculum because of the thought and the packaging idea that they did for that. But another contender that I would have to choose would be probably that as a cover of a that I think is really great. You know, there's something yeah. I know it looks like something like evil and devil worshipy in that, but it's not really. I just love the message behind it, this album, and something about that cover, it just tickles me. It's just so well done. So that's one I had to choose as just an example. All right, let's continue. Now, show a CD box set. Oh, I have a few. Okay, now there's these little epic packs here. I have the one for Prong that has 3 CDs in it. I have the one for Quiet Riot that has 5 CDs in it. I have two of them for Joe Satriani, which is 5 CDs each. So it's 10 albums of Joe Satriani and two awesome little box sets. And then I got the three here for Steve Vai, which I really love. But the two that really are most meaningful box sets I have would be, of course, this Rush box set, the studio albums between 1989 to 2007, which is really great that I like. I mean, I kind of would have liked to have gotten them all separately, because this was the first thing I got of Rush when I moved back to Mon- to Moncton from Montreal, because it had so many albums all in one spot. So, yep, it's a good place to start. And then I collected just all the rest of the albums normally. But one of my favorite little box sets here would be this uh this Matthew Sweet and Susanna Hoffs, the complete Under the Cover series, which is four CDs with some bonus stuff on the first and last CDs, and I think it's a really great set. I love everything on this, so those are my box sets that I want to show off. I see I couldn't just show one, so I showed multiples. Show a CD from your favorite band. Well, I already did, and I'm going to show it again. It is my favorite band. It is my favorite CD of all time. And again, like I said, this being a second, and not even a close second, but it is second place, because this is high and above everything ever, always. And so, yeah, so boom, my favorite band, my second favorite band, and my third favorite band. So there's a reason why this is out. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I showed it earlier. That's why. All right. Question number 12. What artist or band do you have the most CDs of? And I would love to say Rush, because I do have all the Rush. I would love to say Belle and Sebastian, because I pretty much have everything of Belle and Sebastian and then some. But it would actually be this band, KMFDM. I have at least over 30 albums of KMFDM, spanning five, at least 4 decades. Over 40 years, definitely of music that I've been collecting of. And this is probably my favorite album of them. That's why I'm showing that. So KMFDM would be, yeah, the most CDs that I own of a single band. Yeah, hands down. Um, Now, question 13. Do you collect CD or vinyl? The only vinyl I own is that one here for Lateralis. The album is that I just put the cover up as for a display. I have the actual disc and everything put away very safely and very well preserved so that I don't get any dust in there, and it's perfectly upright in between something so that it stays perfectly straight. I don't want it warping. It is well protected, and it's going to stay like that. It's just the empty uh, sleeve that I have up there. So, and yeah, that's my only vinyl I own. But that goes into question number 14, is that have I ever sold my vinyl collection and in favor of going to the CD format? And I've had vinyls, but I wasn't really into vinyls, especially once CDs came around. And basically I owned everything on cassette tape. I was collecting cassette tapes before anything else. Cassette tapes were out way before, like, yeah, way before I started collecting any CD. Yeah, everything was. I had like I had maybe 300 cassette tapes at one point before transitioning over to CD. But yeah, the only vinyl, like I said, the only vinyl I own is that one right there. I haven't owned any vinyl since at least the late 80s, maybe one or two in the early 90s. But yeah, I basically ended up getting rid of those one way or another, and yeah, just dedicated to either cassette tapes or CDs, and then eventually going straight forward with the CDs and I only like using blank cassettes now for doing some mixing and stuff, which I find that still kind of fun to do. And now my last question: show a CD you would like your viewers to listen to and give feedback on. Now I went and I would have to say, yeah, I think it would be Nonagon Infinity. I want people to check that out for sure because like how much this CD impressed me, especially with the history I have with that type of music and everything. Being a Tool fan, being like a new prog fan and everything. And this is so prog. It is so as the whole looping aspect of it, and how the songs come in and out of each other. Um, where certain parts of songs from one song will appear in another song, and so on, and just the sheer energy, the sheer, like, it's the most, I still consider this the most energetic music that I own right now, especially this album. Every time they say the word "woo," it just keeps you going and keeps you going. And so yeah, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Nonagon Infinity. It would be my most recommended album right now. Or second choice would probably be Angst in My Pants. If you wanna, if you haven't heard anything from Sparks at all, and you want somewhere to start besides going with Past Tense, which is their 3C or 2 CD, you know, greatest hits of all the best stuff, you could go there and listen to that. But if you have to listen to an actual studio album for the first time, I would say Angst in My Pants. Angst in My Pants, and definitely Kimono My House and Propaganda too. Those are great places to start. But yeah, but this is climbing as one of my favorite Sparks albums, right? Like probably equal with Kimono and Propaganda. I think Propaganda still, because of the first time I listened to it, how those songs kind of affected me, is probably still my favorite CD. But yeah, I think this might actually be my second favorite CD of Sparks in many respects. So that's it. That's my CD tag of 2025 for the new year. Thank you for Glen Callaway for doing such a cool tag that I could be a part of. Some of these questions kind of, were a little hard to answer because I had to really dig in my brain and find those memories of when did I get my first CD player? When did I ever, because I may have gotten a CD, one of those yellow Sony Discman in the back in the day. That may have been in the late '80s, my first CD player. Now that I'm thinking back on it, I can't say for sure, but I know when I officially started getting into CDs was early '90s for sure, especially when Tool came around, because I knew I wanted all that stuff in CD form. Absolutely. All right, I've spoken long enough, and this is a quite a long video. I gotta start getting ready for work soon and still publish this and everything. But you know how much I love you and appreciate you all out there. I'm just going to just close now. Please comment if you can, because I love comments and do my best to get to them. Don't be afraid of the like button, and please, everybody, just have a just yeah, be safe, take care. I will see you on the flip side, and please, everybody, have a great day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace, everybody.